Hello and welcome to episode 146, I think, of the Veeam Community Recap. I am under normal circumstances this week, and I'm joined with Madalena in normal circumstances. This is a great day. How are you, Maddie?
Hello, Rick. Hello, community. I'm doing great. Just keeping myself busy reading a lot of great content this week from the community. Again, it was a very difficult task to choose best articles because, it's week after week getting better and better content. So great job, all our community members. But how are you doing? I think this is our last
Last
recap of
regular,
the
yeah, because
year,
I start
right?
leave. Yeah, we got a surprise maybe next week. So this is our last episode of the year. And I just realized I have the same t-shirt on. Let us see if I can do it. I got the same t-shirt on, but the white one, underneath. All
Oh,
right.
there
So
you
I'm
go.
double Veeam. We got both Office of the CTO. We did not plan that, friends. We
We
did
did
not plan.
not.
But I just realized that. And I got my Veeam and Pure Vest. That'll make sense here in a second here. But yeah, it's our last regular episode of the year. I'm really excited. I mean, I'm in pretty good. I'm in a pretty good spot to end the year. We got our big internal kickoff the first of the year. We'll have a community summit the week before that. Um, yeah, it's gonna be. It's a good. I'm feeling good at the end of 23. You know,
Yeah.
it was a wild year though. Whew.
I think it was a good year, right? We built so much in the community. We created so much engagement. We have some new members, some new projects. I think it was a really great year for the community.
Yeah, I always use this phrase, disciplined growth. And my thought here is I want to go into the community programs with disciplined growth. We've added thematic groups. We've added really cool new experiences like the V100 show, which we'll talk about here in a second, which I really love the depth and breadth of that product. And then, expanded the programs in a disciplined way. Trying new things. We had some sponsors this year for some of our community activities. And
We have the blog of the month as well.
yeah, blog of the month. Our
Initiative.
VMon engagement was really great. So
We had more, like, if you think about the recaps, we had more like guests as well for our
mhm.
recaps. So that was pretty awesome as well for a change. I'm not even saying like recording from different parts of the world.
Yeah. Well, we're also
Uh,
getting close to 20,000. We're at 18.8 on the membership of the
yeah.
community. I mean, discipline growth there is good. So, yeah, big thank you to all the community, the capital C community, the lowercase c community, all of the community. Big thanks for everything this year. But I'm looking at my tabs here. You didn't break the rule, but we've got a lot to share. So you ready to jump into it?
Well, let's just do it. I'm really looking forward. So much good content.
All right, first up is Jay Max with his series, Backup Basics Part 3. And keep in mind that I think we called out some of the earlier posts, did we, or did we not? But I know that
We
that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, we did. And I think the last one actually was it the why replication is not backup. Was
Yeah.
it that one, the one that won blog of the month?
That's why that one was familiar. And speaking of which, if you look at JMax, you'll see that he has a badge called Blogger of the Month. And friends, that's a pretty rare badge, and that congratulations again. We called JMax out for that one last month, and there's a chance to vote. But if you put out really good stuff, there's a chance you'll be up to vote. So if you're into those badges, gotta you gotta play to earn. I'm trying to think of something that rhymes. You got to play to earn the badge. But congrats, Jay Max. You can see that as the newest one. But he's right back at it. This is a solid post about backup strategies.
Yes, absolutely. So he's continuing the great series of data backup basics. And this is the third one article already. And I have a feeling that this is going to continue in this great style that he has, loving it. This time he's talking about best practices for a general backup strategy. And he says like he's going to go deeper in each of this later on in other articles. But for now, let's just focus on this article. So Joe says that building a dependable data protection solution requires embracing essential best practices that involve robust strategies and security measures, effective automation, and of course, integration into disaster recovery plans. And then he takes us over some of these key best practices. And he starts with align backup strategies with business needs. If you ask me, this is basically your first step and probably one of the most important one, because based on that, you can create a plan that can affect your budget, can make or break your business if you don't back up all relevant data, or you may overpay if you decide to go on a solution that might not align with your needs, and so on and so forth. And then he carries on with retention considerations, data security through encryption, access control, storage immutability, malware detection in backup systems. And by the way, the new V12.1 has a feature designed for that. And we discussed it already last episode, so no need to go into that. And then he talks about automation, which I think is really great. We're going to talk more on automation later on in this show. And of course, that can help out the efficiency of your business. The 3-2-1-1-0 rule, that is really, really important. And of course, last but not least, always, always, always have a disaster recovery plan or more. And this is a really nice job done by Joe. Keep the good work. And I'm really looking forward to read the next articles.
Yeah, this is fantastic, Joe. And if I were to, in fact, I'm gonna keep this one as a desk reference, Joe, because I talk to a lot of people who really understand backup, but they don't understand what they need to do to go to their business partners in the organization and say, look, we can achieve this, but I have to have answers to these questions. This is your conversation. This is the outline that you would take into a meeting with an application team who really cares about their application, answer these questions to then shape it with the technology. I mean, heck, if I wanted to go tomorrow and be a Veeam consultant, this is my script right here. So, J-Mex, thank you so much for that. Outstanding. And poses a question, Maddie, with this
Let's
good
see.
content. Have we ever had somebody be a 2X blog of the month winner? That's an interesting phenomenon. Do we have
Yes,
to
we did. I think it was Nico or Shane. I can't remember, but we did have it. I don't know if it was consecutive, but definitely they got it
It has
twice.
happened before. Okay, so we got to think of,
Yes.
do we like element the badge a certain way, or maybe if there's 5X, we'll talk. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll think, because we can get a little crazy with the pixels, if you know what I mean. All
Well,
right.
I think he gets a bit of like visibility via our social media team that is
Yeah, that's true.
going to post that certain blog. So even if it's going to be 2 consecutives, or I don't know, if he's gonna get again blogger of the month, it's gonna still be a win, if you ask me. So
Yeah, indeed. All right, we have a new name that we're calling. I want to give a big shout out to Mr. James Janney out of Texas in the US, one of our enterprise systems engineer, talking about Veeam Recovery Orchestrator, Cloud DR, repository management. First of all, James, I love that you're talking about the BNR side of it, not just the orchestrator side of it. But wow, this is outstanding, Maddie. What caught your eye on this post?
So first of all, yeah, welcome to the hub, James. I think he's new to the hub as well. It's been like a month.
Yeah,
if I'm
he
not
joined.
Mistaken. So
no comments, just comes in hot with this big blog post.
So this is the first blog, probably. No comments, nothing else. So welcome to the hub. Welcome to the recap. Great job. I really enjoyed this article, but yeah, let's talk about it. I think, as you said, he's talking Veeam Recovery Orchestrator version 7 for cloud disaster recovery. And in this case, he's going through the automated recovery of agent and VM backups into Azure. He's talking us through the different repository management ways when recovering into Azure and how can those impact the ease of operation as well as your RTOs. And James says that if you want the fastest and most reliable recoveries in the cloud, you need to have a copy in a cloud object repository. And then he takes us through a demo. And then he talks about the backup copy using direct to object into Azure as the best solution in from his point of view. And for the ones, because then he's raising the question, what about the scale out backup repositories? He says that is not the ideal solution, but he still gives some workarounds, and you can even use some scripts to automatically put the target of the scale out backup repositories performance tier into maintenance mode during a cloud recovery, and then remove it from maintenance mode the moment it's complete. And I think he's also sharing a link to some of the scripts, and those are scripts
from
that
Marty.
Marty created. So that's also like a really good share in there. And yeah, overall, this is a really great article. So thank you for that. And hopefully we're going to see him more often at the hub with
This
more
is
of these great posts.
outstanding. And it's kind of funny. So just to give everybody context, when Maddie picks all these contents out, and I'm just looking for nuggets that I see and like through them. But when I saw up here, I'll tell you, when I saw, what did I see right here? And I'm like, is that Marty Williams' domain? Is that Marty Williams? Skitch and Marty? That sounds like a funny cartoon show, but James Janney is talking about serious stuff here with managing these Azure repos. So outstanding post, James. Welcome to the community. I hope I'm calling your name more often. And we just got that lonely Veeam employee badge. You got to get in here and do more things. Outstanding. Good stuff. Again, welcome. All right. Here's a complicated one. This is a question that comes from Kay McDermott, and I think might be the first time we've called this name here, but we got a lot of responses here. But I'll start with your POV on this one, Maddie. What's going on here?
So yeah, KMC, that's how I call him. Different from your version. I just want to say welcome to the recap as well, because yeah, this is the first time we are calling his name. No badge in there, so work on the badges side of things. And thank you for bringing this question to the community. I'm sure he's not the only one having this trouble. And as I could see it from the comments, Chris has the same issue earlier on. He tried to also like upgrade to version 12.1, and then he had some errors with the ISO. So like what I wanted to ask, because I think the answer is here already. We have an answer from Chris. We have an answer from Hannes as well, if you go to the second page. But wanted to ask you, did you update your article?
No.
Did you do it?
No. So yeah, so here's the let me go ahead and mark that one as best answer from Hannes, because in the end, Hannes is the one who made the ISO. Hannes with the Chris and QA, and then I just storytell. But I do think it's important to note that the CP1 will be significant here. I want to remind everybody, what is he talking about, the installed ISO? That's this post that we promoted heavily earlier in the year, where if you go down here, we talk about the installable ISO. And one thing I'll highlight is that it automates the disastig hardening. And trust me, it does a really good job, because now these updates become a little bit of a challenge. But the one thing I want to highlight, and I did close comments on that post. At the end of it, I go into the fact that after GA, we're going to have an updated ISO. And then Hannes has this notion of the CP1, which would be the patch 1 for 12.1. Then, there's something coming that could really make it attractive. Now, it sounds like sounds like Kay McDermott's already upgraded. My point of view, and I'm going to add this in as a comment because other people may have the same question as well. My point of view here, Maddie, is I had been recommending to people, spell it right most times, to use the scale out backup repository. Actually, O isn't capitalized. But basically, just to explain this, there is a construct called seal mode, which will allow organizations to stop backups going into a repository and then go somewhere else so that you can let them naturally age out, or maintenance mode that can help manage these hard repos. Let me just say this. Watch episode 146 of the recap where I talk faster than I can write this advice. And so my thought here, Maddie, is that if we have the scale out backup repository, we can put it in seal mode. And I had, when I got into specific conversations with people, I'd always recommended a few of these and reserve capacity, especially because some people had some LUNs and things like that. And the thought would be that if I needed to, I could seal them and then backups won't go into them. It'll go elsewhere. Because I was really thinking about end of life of the hardware. That's why I was thinking about the SOBR, the scale out backup, excuse me, repository, because I feel that the SOBR is a really good administrative plane for the backups going in to the VHR, the installable ISO for the Veeam hardened repository. But more to come here, Kay McDermott. We can keep this conversation going for others. Hannes's answer is the best, but stay tuned.
I mean, I have a challenge for KMC and for Chris Childerhouse because he already did that upgrade and he already encountered all the errors and all the issues. I would say just put together a blog and just write about your experience of doing that, because that's going to be very helpful for all the members of the community that are going to do that. And aside from that, I'm really incredibly grateful to witness such extensive engagement from our community members, to see how supportive they are. Like, look, 39 with yours now comments. This is great. This is amazing. I always love it. Thank you guys for being incredible.
Yeah, indeed. So more to come here. And a promise I have, everyone, is I'm going to update the upgrade center for 12.1 with two main objectives, kind of walking through an update of the VHRs with the ISO. And then second thing I want to do is do like back of napkin math of how much CPU does the proxy take to do the new malware detection, right? Because a lot of people, if they have very well-tuned environments, that can be significant. So look for the update center. I'm going to do that the first day of PTO, Maddie. That's what I'm going to do Monday. So
of course you will.
Then we call that a busman's holiday. It's where your day off is the same as your work day, except I'm doing it at home. It's different. All right, special department news. I knew that this guy would be in the mix on this one. Maurice and Yos, a layer of chocolatey. What's this going to be?
So Chocolatey Month is back. We had this last year in December, if you remember, and it seems like we are going to make a habit out of having a chocolate-y month in December. So I really like consistency. Kudos to Maurice for that. And I cannot wait on this event next week on Thursday, 6 p.m. Central European time. So just join us. Maurice will explain how you can create your own chocolatey packages for deploying your configuration and agent installations. And he has some awesome guests as well, like Chris, an MVP, and then Scott, who's a legend, and also Jos, he's a Vanguard. So he has all types of Veeam 100 members as guests, so that's going to be great. Oh, and you have to appreciate the joke in the description, right?
Like I zoomed right into that. I wasn't going to say anything, just going to leave it right there. But I do want to let Scott know. Look at my coffee, bro. I have this in town. You'll know what's up. Anybody in Canada knows what's up.
just come and join us. It's going to be a good event. I'm pretty sure last year it was good, and it got a lot of engagement as well. I think last year we had guests like the guys that are working at the chocolate. Not sure if they were the founders, can't remember that, but for sure there were some guys that were working for the chocolatey. So yeah, this is gonna be good. I'm looking forward to it.
One thing I'll say to everyone, if automation is overwhelming to you, like if you can barely handle a little bit of PowerShell and maybe things like Ansible, Puppet, Terraform, Chef, they might seem a lot to you. Chocolatey is very uh, easy to use, a very low barrier of entry. I was really surprised how easy this one is to use. So if you have the interest to do more with automation, Chocolatey may be a really good way to start. So that's my 2 cents, because it is a really low barrier of entry, but we do need to work, guys, on the joke game here. I don't know what to say here. I don't know. It's not going to be
Oh, come
repeated.
on. It's like Maurice is the guy behind the desk. That's the whole
Yeah,
thing.
maybe it
That's
works in
so
Dutch.
fun.
I don't know. Maybe it's
I
European.
think
I don't
it's
know.
fun. I had to read it twice, but I think it's fun.
Next up, we're going to highlight the most recent episode of the Veeam 100 show. Yo, nice vest, represent. Thank you. I think it was Zane. I think it was your doing that I got this. Zane, Falco, and ER Telly, Emily Tellez on the product strategy team, talked about a data bunker. I actually really liked this episode. I got to attend live and I heckled the presenters, so it was great.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you didn't have the chance to do it, it's on the homepage of the community hub. It's going to stay there until our next show. That's going to be on January 11th. We're going to have another great show. I'm not telling who are going to be the guests, but that's going to be great as well. In the meantime, just watch this one. It was really, really good, really interesting. And this is like a project dear to both Falco and Zane, because like they worked on it, they created it. So um, this is really great.
And I got to give Emily like major props. She pronounced Falco's last name right, because I don't even know if I could still do that right. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
So no, it was a great show. You want to watch it for more than that. But thank you, Emily. Thank you, Zane. Thank you, Falco. Outstanding stuff. All right. Speaking of which, the V100 show is made up of Vanguards, Legends, and MVPs. We do Legends intake twice a year based on interaction on this Community Hub property and others. Now it's time to inbound Vanguard programs. And Nikki, another member of the community team on our product strategy engine, we never call her name out enough. But hey, Nicola, shout out. Nicola has published the blog post for the Vanguard program. And this is more of an application. It's a little bit different because we're looking at external properties versus Veeam properties. So we kind of need it to come in and we'll assess. And if you're in, you're in. Remember this?
Look at that big group. That's so
Yeah, big
amazing.
group. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think. Let's see. This is what this was our Veeam 100 summit. The photo on the Wednesday, maybe at the end of the day. Is that when I think that was?
I think it
Yeah.
was actually the first day because
Oh,
I
on
do
the Tuesday.
remember my attire. So
Ah, there we go. There's
yeah,
there's Maddie and Alfred. There's
that's Sophia
Nikki.
there.
Or
That,
sorry,
that's
no, that's
Sophia.
Sophia.
That's Sophia with her Alfred.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
on the
And
other
then
side of Nico.
Nikki and Vanny, and
Yeah.
there is Madalena, and it's so crazy. I said the wrong name, but trust me, I know who is who. Okay, I know
Good.
who is who. But it's so crazy because there's Tyler. Speaking of Emily Tellez, there's Emily. There is a higher quality photo of this, but let's see, we got Tim Smith. I mean, all these V100 people, they're all here. It's awesome. Well, not all of them, not everybody can make it, but the highlight, I think the most, there we go, sneaking in the back, Anton Gostev. We've got, that's really cool. The V100 Summit, one of the highlights of the Veeam of the Veeam 100 programs, and the Vanguard program is a part of the program. And, speaking of Falco and Jim, they got the main stage. Their session, Maddie, was the most pre-regged session at Veeam. So we gave them the main stage. That's what
All
you
these
do.
great opportunities that we've been talking about. So yeah, this is really amazing. Like what I would say in here is like, if you think you have what it takes, and by that, what do I mean? You've been producing Veeam related content this year, and you got involved with our community. You think you're gonna be a good fit for our community. You think you align with what we are doing and we are trying to build in here. You want opportunities to have more visibility. You have your own property, or you are working towards your own property. You want to get more confidence, like speaking in public. You want to be involved in, I don't know, virtual shows, getting opportunities to speak on the stage. Go to this article that we are going to share, obviously, in the comments, and submit your application. And I think we are closing that on 19th of January.
Yep.
Am I
Let's see here.
correct?
Nominations are
Right
open
there.
now. The nomination period goes through January 19th. Yep. So Gian's correct. January 19th.
Okay.
And you click on this link to go to a Survey Planet to enter it in there. But Maddie, at Veeam this year, I didn't know this was coming. The
That
shout
was
out
great.
from the boss. Wow. And then we had I think we had the logos come up of the programs after. That was like, I got like chills when I saw that. I don't know about you.
Yeah, definitely. I did not expect that. That was amazing as well. And it's worth saying that all of our Veeam 100 members were there, or like the ones that were able to make it, and it was really amazing to create all that network, and that engagement and those conversations, because, we also had that booth in there. So it was like a place where they were able to stay and engage themselves, and we had also some activities for them. So that was really, really good, because some of them, they never had the opportunity. Well, some of them, they were new to the program, so it was a good moment for them to meet the rest of the Veeam 100 members, and for others, just to see each other, to spend time to each other, to catch up, and for us to also be there with them and have grateful, insightful conversations. It was really great last year. Well, this year, not last year, this year at Veeam. Great.
Okay, that was interesting. We lost power live during the recording, and I heard the generator kick in. I switched over to my cell phone for backup, but there's always a way out of these problems. But let's finish the thought. Maddie, nominations are open now, and you go to that link. Let's pull the share back up. Sorry about the interruption, folks, but trust me, I don't have time to start over. The time frame goes through the 19th, and we encourage you to apply. Anything else to add on that?
I think we said everything we had to say about it. But yeah, definitely we want new members to our program, to the Vanguard program, and yeah, stay tuned. I don't know exactly when are we going to announce it. Is it going to be probably beginning of February or something like that?
Looks like end of first quarter, Nikki says, and the, it's a class of 24 target, loosely. There's no real hard bind on it, but with the nominations closing on the 19th, probably within 3-4 weeks of there, we'll have the class identified. So the only way to get in is to apply. Yeah. All right, last up, via Sophia. Big thank you, Sophia Safiomo, for the Who's New plus 96. There's some interesting names in here. I'll take if I'm 18 plus, I'll take a beer like that. This must be some Veeam folk down here. That's not fully descriptive. I don't know what is.
I think I know what is that, but
It
I'm
does have
not
something to do with
going.
Federica.
No,
No,
it has
no.
nothing to do with Federica, but
Okay,
it has to do with a new group that we are going to put together next year. So, yeah,
got it. I wonder, is this a phone number? Is this it's not a social security number in the US, doesn't have the right setup, but
hopefully.
yeah. Big welcome everyone. Really good engagement on the plus growth here. And then well, this Sophia picked out these four as the coolest usernames. Deezed, Galby, Alper, and Sigma. So big welcome everyone. And then the coolest username, or Alfred's pick,
Mm.
sorry. You're gonna get a badge. Gary Potter. Oh my gosh, what has this community turned into? I don't even know, but we gotta know, Safiomo. Are you hacking this? Are you getting creative team help? How can you turn these crazy little looks so quick? We just want to know. But Gary Potter,
Alfred the Gary
Alfred's
Potter.
pick, badge coming your way, Gary, with two arms. Not Harry, not Gary with one arm. So there you go. That's what's up. All right. So, hey, I'm running on generator here in the building. I might still be on my hotspot. I don't even know. But Madalena, thank you so much for rocking the recap with me today in spite of a crazy circumstance.
Absolutely, my pleasure, Rick. And yeah, basically today is our last recap together for 2023, but there is one more coming before the end of 2023, and that's going to be a special edition with some special guests. But yeah, you'll figure it out if you watch
That's
us
right.
next week.
And it's so frustrating, Maddie, because that's one of the reasons I come into the office so I can have good internet and reliable power. But we do have the whole auto switch generator. So it was maybe just a couple minutes before everything lit back up. But I think when I leave, I'm going to take the stairs. I'm not going to trust the elevator. If you know what I mean. If you know,
That's
you
what you
know.
should do.
Yeah, you don't even want to take a chance with that. So, all right, everyone, have a great holiday. I won't see you all on the recap, but Maddie, rock on, Safiomo, Nikki, community team. I couldn't do it without those three professional ladies. They are the heart and soul of our community. Thanks for watching, everyone.